Hi, everyone. It's so great to see everyone. I would really like to spend some time today discussing my own thoughts about being a data person and to talk a little bit about the origins of BroadStreet, the Institute, and to kind of answer the question about why we're here. So let's start with some origins. So, as some of you may know, BroadStreet was born from the open data, open code movement. In fact, all three co-founders, including myself, met at an open data meetup held in a community room in an abandoned mall in downtown Milwaukee. This was several years ago, and we began working together to make data software for nonprofits. I mean, really core to all of us coming together and our founding and foundational beliefs is that every community deserves access to the best information possible. We really, really believe that good data has the power to heal the world. And the world does need healing. At times, I know it's easy to feel like we're all divided and that there's dissension, anger, frustration, and even fear. It's been a heck of a year, and at some point, all of us have felt this way. I believe ultimately all of us want a better future for ourselves and our children, and we're just trying to figure out how to make that happen. I truly believe that good data can help. It can illuminate evidence-based solutions and help carve a path forward into the unknown. And if you're a true data person, please be warned, because it won't be long before you realize that good data can also be quite humbling. It's because it can really challenge the things we thought we once knew. Really, the world is far more complex and messy than we initially realize. There are a lot of feelings around what's right and what's wrong, dichotomies like what's virtuous versus evil, right and wrong. I'm going to say that these are really human concepts that we create in order to make sense of a very complex world. Because the world is complex and humans are complex, and so are the structures around us, the social, the ecological, the environmental structures. All of that stuff plays a role in how complex we are. So I encourage everyone who identifies as a data person to embrace this complexity with compassion. It really sometimes requires setting aside personal convictions in order to come together to gather, review, analyze, and share the best information we have, and truly listen to what comes next. If we can do this, I think we're on a path towards healing. So with that, I did say that I would answer the question, why are we here? Why does BroadStreet even exist? Before the pandemic, the BroadStreet team was small, and we were pulling together data for social good and sharing that data with nonprofits, government agencies, and individuals who are working to improve the health in their communities. And in March of 2020, our team was amongst the first in the country to collect and share county-level data on COVID cases and deaths. As the numbers climbed, we opened our doors to volunteers as part of the newly formed COVID-19 data project. Some of you in this room were here at that time. And if you remember, it was right around the time when grocery stores had completely empty aisles of toilet paper and paper towels. And it was a really scary time. And of the 50 original volunteers who came forward, many were actually in the process of being displaced from campuses, their homes, and even from the country that they were living. They did come forward to volunteer because they believed in the power of data and wanted to help. And so did the 120 volunteers who joined us a week later. And so have the 1,200 volunteers that we've had in the years since. So I will say that we exist to ensure that access to good data is there for researchers, citizen scientists, advocates, nonprofits, and even other governmental agencies. And of course, we also believe in supporting future leaders. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Our sincere hope is that everyone who gathers this data will ask one fundamental question, and that is, why are we needed at all? Why is it necessary for 1,200 volunteers to scour different data systems from 50 different states and sometimes individual counties? And we aren't even the only aggregators out there. There's New York Times, Johns Hopkins, other private entities all stitching together state level data, sewing the mismatched pieces together like a patchwork quilt. And it is a patchwork. So I can tell you from my own data experience that COVID is just one of the public data systems that's like this. There are other important data sets that are patchwork. data on crime, child abuse and neglect, preventable hospitalizations, even immunizations like measles, mumps, and rubella. All of these data systems are collected at the city or state level without any coordination across borders. And honestly, it just came about because of that age-old American debate on the role of state versus federal government. So yeah, we need you. We need leaders in data because honestly, America really needs modern unified data systems, data that empower its people to face the challenges of this generation. So I encourage all able-bodied citizens who love data and identify as a data person, please learn all that you can about current and modern data systems, about coding platforms and data science and statistics, and about collaborative communities that are sharing code and data on platforms such as GitHub. Please, I encourage all of you to build your skills and to take on leadership roles. Leadership roles are not easy to take on. We often wonder if we are worthy of them. And I can tell you that we don't have the luxury of asking ourselves that question. The world does really need you, and it needs others in elected roles who believe in scientific exploration and data. So good data is not a given. It's not even the norm. And I believe that we must advocate and work towards it. And there's still a long ways to go. So I just wanted to say here that I'm personally very glad to have all of you working with us on this amazing team. And I look forward to continuing to work together towards this goal. Thank you.